Okay, we're back. So let me have a little sip of this. And let's get back to what we were doing. So what I did, I think we left off where we marinated the pieces of meat. Okay, we put them in this container. We put all the marinade over them. So now it's sat in the fridge for the last 2 days. Okay, but by the magic of video editing, it's probably only just a few minutes for you. Okay, so 2 days. I let it sit. You don't have to. Maybe a day or so. All right, but okay. So now all the meat's nice and coated really well. Okay, we've got a lot of juice in there. In fact, I had some country style ribs that I actually used the same marinade and marinated those, which I'm probably gonna cook up tonight. We'll see, or tomorrow. So they're in there, the fridge marinating in the same marinade that we used for this. Okay, so this is gonna be real simple. I was gonna use my broiling pan, but I happened to go out today. I went to Walmart in town and I found something. And actually, it's for your barbecue grill. It comes in a pack of 3. It was like $4, and it's very much like the racks that I use in my dehydrator. So basically, this goes on your grill, outdoor grill. You put your meats, fish, whatever it is on there, and it prevents it from falling through the grate. Okay, what we're going to do, I'm going to use this, okay, on top of that pan. Okay, so we're going to spray it down a little bit. Okay, use some cooking spray. And all we're going to do is now take those strips of meat that are nice and marinated, and we're going to lay them on. Basically, that's what I've got. Okay, I'm going to fill this up, and if I have to, if I need more space, okay, I'm going to use another pan that I have here with another rack. This is really simple. And if you don't have this and you don't get out to Walmart or whatever it is and pick these things up, like I said, you could use the broiling pan. But you want everything kind of dripping out of there. You want all the moisture coming out. So you don't want to just put this, you could put this right on your rack using this. I don't need the pan, but just cover the bottom of your oven, okay, because it will get messy. All right, let me do this and then we'll be right back. All right, so here we go. I got 2 pans, all right. They're completely full. All right, got very little room left on either of them. Like I said, that was about, I think it was close to 2.5 pounds, that piece of meat. All right, cut it into those thin strips, and here's what we've got, all right, after being marinated for a couple of days. So all I'm gonna do is I've had my oven on about 190, 200 range in there. It's ready to go. This is probably gonna cook up maybe, could be 6-8 hours. All right, we've got to watch it. We want it totally dried out, and we just want to cook this real slow and dehydrating it, pulling that moisture out, until we get a nice dried out piece of beef jerky. All right, you're gonna love this, trust me. I do this a lot, and I've made probably 15 different flavors or so. I actually have a list. I have made, like I said, liquor infused beef jerkies also. So and that was pretty cool. It's a lot of fun things you can do with the marinades. All right, you don't have to get a super expensive piece of meat. You get your top round London broil. It usually works real well. Okay, and also you want to cut it to where the grain, so your grain is going this way. Okay, so when you're eating it, it's easier to eat. You're not, pulling it apart. And you shouldn't have to. This should be pretty tender too. I really hate those beef jerkies where you feel like you're going to break your teeth. I like it a little more on the tender side. All right, so let's, we're at the point where this is going in the oven. And then the next step is going to be, after they're cooked up, we're going to come back and do what we usually do. All right? All right, guys, we are back. And by the magic of video editing, it did not take the 6 hours, okay, to do this. But yes, it did. Okay, so we put them in the oven, right, at 200 degrees, middle shelf, and I watched it for quite a while. Okay, it took about 6 hours to get it to where I wanted it. Then I shut the oven and just basically let it sit. You can do that for, you know, a few hours or whatever, let it cool down. Okay, but let me show you what we've got. Can you see that? All right. Now, remember too, if you don't like beef, don't use beef. Use pork, use chicken. I've done it with salmon, turkey. I mean, you could use, I know people that have made ostrich, alligator, all kinds of different meats. It's unbelievable what you can do, okay, with snack sticks and beef jerky. It's really all about the flavoring, all right? So use whatever meat you like to use. Just cut it nice, thin, like 1/8 inch slices. Keep it kind of uniform. Like I said, freeze up the meat first and makes it easier to cut. You just throw it out about 75% and then start slicing it, okay? But here's what we've got. So, honestly, this came out perfect. Absolutely perfect. And what I love about it, it's not jaw-breaking where you sometimes you get that jerk, you gotta pull. This is chewy. It's still got bend to it, okay? Flexible, okay, without snapping and breaking. And that's what I want. That's what I like. Some people like that chew, 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 hard to chew. I don't. I like it just like this. Very simple, easy to do, right? Absolutely delicious. We're not getting all those preservatives. We are getting the preservatives in the flavorings, okay? But all that other stuff, you know, we're getting more natural this way, and also saving a lot of money. So again, marinades, you can do what you want. Do whatever you want your way. Flavor it your way. Experiment. Okay, that's what I like to do. I like to put out there. I like to experiment. Okay, and people do it with venison. I will not. Okay, I tend to feed the deer. These are the apples that I cut up for the deer up here in Pennsylvania. And when I go out for a drive, I cut up apples, I put them in a bag, and when I stop and I see the deer, I know a lot of people say, oh, don't do that, don't feed them, they get used to it. Well, trust me, they're not getting so much that they're not going to go out there and eat all their grass and weeds and everything else that they do. And they seem to enjoy it. So anyway, that's what I do up here when I'm up in PA. So this is all done. Very simple. Now, to store it, I've got a plastic Ziploc bag here, and I have one of those O2 packets. All right? You can get these online. You can buy these, a bunch of them, in bags full or whatever. Very inexpensive. But all you do, keep that in, throw these in here, and you can break it down into, of course, smaller packages. But see? I want to show you guys. Is that not awesome? Right? I'm going to make up my bag here, store it. You can leave it out. Recommended for a couple of days, 2-3 days with the O2 packet. No more. If you're going to leave, if you're not going to have it done by then, refrigerate. Okay? And get the air out of the bag. Ziploc it up. Boom. That's quite a bit of jerky for I think the $11 I spent on that piece of meat, and you can find that cut a lot cheaper too, I'm sure. All right, but you got to shop around. But that's it, man. We've got some awesome tasting. It's so delicious, honestly. I love doing this. I do it quite often. All right, not as often as I should. Haven't been doing it a lot lately, but I need to do it a lot more because I am snacking more on the jerky, and I'd rather do this than buy it in packages that honestly run into quite a bit of money. All right, and I can flavor this my way. So anyway, that's it. Very simple. I thank you once again for coming into my PA kitchen. Okay, where we do what? We cook, we eat, we drink a little vino or whatever else you want, and everything else in life that stresses us out, forget about it.